start off last regular season, home series, senior day on Saturday, this senior class. So what's kind of stood out to you about them?
They're a great group, very diverse. All different parts of the world are represented in that class. And I just think they're fantastic examples of what it means to be student athletes at the Division I level. You know, led by Kat Daou with a 4.0 in mechanical engineering, and you guys see how much ice time she gets, power play, penalty kill. Faces top lines from every team. She'll be doing it this weekend too. Linnea is an excellent student as well, and Katka too, and all the way down the line they take their academics very seriously, and they all play big minutes for us. So we'll certainly miss them. I think Katka is one of the most fun players to watch, kind of like Stalder with the moves and the hands and the creativity. Those types of players don't come around all that often, so it's been a real pleasure working with these guys, and hopefully we've got a lot more hockey to go.
Katka, I remember she was injured your first year here as coach, and I remember going into the second year, all the players were like, oh, this is going to be a real treat for the coaching staff. They finally get to see Katka play. They felt like they were building up a lot of hype. Has Katka lived up to some of that hype that people were building about her?
Yeah, and I think if you ask her, she felt so much better coming into this season than last season too, because if you think about it, when you take a whole year off, you know, it takes some adjustment getting back to the level that we expect you to be at, and we had such a good team last year. So I know, talking to her, she just felt way more like herself this year, and I think her play is showing it. She's one of the most responsible, smart, just effective centers, I think, in the league. If you watch her in the D zone, she's one of our best supporters of the defensive side of the puck. You know, she comes up with the puck, coming out of the middle of the D zone way more than any other center. She's really good at puck support and just smart, and she stays on people's hands. And then you get her into the offensive zone, and she's able to keep that thing on her stick when you think, oh boy, could be turned over, but she still has it. And you know, I think she's a very complimentary player who can do basically anything we need her to do out there.
As a coach, how much have you learned, you had mentioned it, coaching such a diverse class of players that speak, you know, what, 4 different languages amongst
Yep.
so many different countries?
4 languages, different cultures, different habits, different styles of operating. You know, I love Michelle Lovenhiel, one of the most methodical talkers and thinkers. If you're going to have a chat with her, it's going to be a half hour long, but she's brilliant. I mean, all these kids are really, really smart, and the type of conversations we have are special. And all the way down the line, you've got Jessica Healy, who's just the most spirited, fun, emotional hockey player in a positive way. She'll jump on the ice. You watch her at practice. She comes flying out on the ice with a big smile. She'll blast 5 slap shots way over the net, but she's just exciting and energetic, and it's the way she plays. She's physical. Yes, she's 5'3" or whatever it says in the book, but she plays a lot bigger, and she even says physicality is the name of her game. And I think, you know, they're all special. I might not have mentioned all of them because it is a big class, but each one has done some great things, especially being really good examples to the rest of the players on the ice.
What role did this class play in your transition here to Luke?
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have spent so much time with these guys, and just embracing us right away and being excited about, you know, the new direction that we were going in, and they do everything we ask them to do and more. Like I said, excellent role models on and off the ice, in the classroom, in the weight room especially. This class has some studs in the weight room, and we love that. I think that's a really big part of what we do here, and when you have seniors, and especially seniors with letters on their jerseys that can do that and represent to the rest of the team what we're looking for, it's special.
Wisconsin, now back to the state your team's in, 1 point up on Bemidji. What's it going to take to get what could be the difference in this race for home ice, a couple points this weekend? Yeah,
it's a very exciting weekend. I think our league is very exciting right now. We'll see how everything finishes up next weekend, but it's a great opportunity for us. I think we're playing the best hockey we've played all season, and I think having Wisconsin here at Amsoil is good for us. And what's it going to take to beat Wisconsin? It's going to take 60 to 65 minutes of very good hockey. We need to limit their opportunities, limit our mistakes, and play efficiently. I think, you know, one of the areas we want to continue to grow in is offense. So getting at the goalie, getting some pucks in the net, which we've been doing a little bit more in the second half, continuing with that, and obviously understanding that they're going to keep the puck in our D zone at times, and we need to be able to weather that and figure out how to beat them. They're a big physical team. They're really good on the wall, so I hope we don't wrap too many pucks and spend a lot of time on the walls. So it's going to take a good team effort, but I think our players are very excited for the challenge.
How different is this team now than that group that went down to Madison in December? And I'm sure learned a lot against a very good team.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just watching some of our video from back in Wisconsin, and I would say we're a better team in a lot of ways, and you would hope so a few months out. But I think we've just developed into more confident, smarter players. We make better decisions with the puck. We attack the net more aggressively. We get bodies in there, and I think we're just playing pretty solidly in all three zones, and that's what it'll take.
Not just this year, but it feels like maybe in your entire tenure here, but especially the last 2 years, when you're playing a team that's above you in the standings and the pairwise or whatever, it feels like your group has always kind of risen to the challenge. Is there something about this group that speaks to that maybe playing its best against the best opponents?
Yeah, you know, I do think we like to be the underdog. I think maybe, you know, a tough first semester here with some losses showed them, okay, this is going to be a tough season, and we're going to have to raise our game. And I think they also know that they're capable of more than they showed in that first semester. So now they have the opportunity. We talked about that heading into January break, that, you know, we dropped some games early that we wish we could have back, and we can't have them back, so we just have to make sure we take care of business in the second half. So I think that that's part of it too, is that sense of urgency and knowing that, you know, our backs are against a wall and we're battling every day for that home ice spot. So I think it's a mix of both, that underdog mentality, but also that sense of urgency.
Knowing what Ohio State did to Wisconsin last weekend, does that change anything? I mean, your last 3 games have been pretty good too. I mean, so you have to come in with a lot of confidence. But knowing that you know, that they kind of laid out a blueprint for you, does that help?
I think it helps mostly with the mentality in the locker room. When you see a team that you just sweep the team that you're playing that weekend, I think it gives you a little bit of hope and understanding that the league is wide open, and maybe what you had thought about a certain team is a little more realistic. So I think, like I said, with us playing our best hockey now, and I know Wisconsin's going to come in and want to take care of business since they dropped a couple last weekend. So I think we just have to be ready and understand that it's going to be a high-paced game with a lot of pressure, but it's going to be great in terms of getting ready for the playoffs too.
Olympics are coming up very quickly here. Obviously, a lot of UMD connections. I know you've talked about it kind of throughout the season, but the pride that this university has, and, you know, just being able to look at the tournament and see so many familiar faces, and your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's really special, and if you're on social media, you see a lot of the pictures of players hanging out in the Olympic rings and getting to experience South Korea, a place I'm sure not many of them had ever been. So I think it's a special time for them, and a real honor for us as a program to have so many athletes over there representing different countries. It speaks volumes to the success of the past of the program, and also our current players and recent alums too. I think you know, a lot of hard work and dedication went into their journeys to get to that level, and we couldn't be more proud.
Does it make it easier that they're spread out? I think we decided Russia was the only team without a UMD connection.
Okay.
So does it make it easier that almost no matter what happens?
So we'll be happy anyway. Yeah, I think, you know, every game that's played, you're going to hear UMD get mentioned, and that's great publicity for us here up in Little Duluth, Minnesota, to get that notoriety. And yeah, we'll see what happens. I think it's going to be a great tournament. I think you know, everybody's expecting U.S. and Canada in the final, but we'll see what happens.